What's up guys, Ben here and welcome to Motivation to Invest. ARK Invest is an investment firm which specialises in disruptive and innovative technology. Their CEO and CIO, Cathie Wood, is one of the greatest modern day investors. She's beat the market multiple times over the past few years and is widely regarded as the biggest Tesla bull before it was popular. Now, I recently listened to their Q2 summary of the funds and I found this very exciting. They talked about their top contributors to the funds and the top detractors. So I know what you're thinking, why not just invest directly into these funds? And to be honest, some of those funds you can invest directly into them, and I would encourage that, especially if you've got a large amount of capital to deploy. However, if you pick individual stocks from the funds, you can get extremely high returns. For example, what happened with Tesla. Tesla's up by around 500% and the fund's only up by 130%. So you can get that high upside. You can also get a better price when you invest by investing into individual stocks. So for example, when Tesla dipped down to $300 a share, you could have bought in then. This was pre the stock split. So that's two benefits from investing directly into the stocks. And then the third benefit is you can get to know the companies really well and also decide when you wish to buy and sell. So there's three major benefits there. So on the Q2 call, they mentioned a really exciting Chinese stock. This is a Chinese growth stock with many unique properties, and it's basically involved in what's called social e-commerce. So imagine the best technologies of social networking, such as those used at Facebook, combined with the best technologies of Amazon, put them together into one company, combine that with a massive population in China, and you've got this exciting growth stock called Pinduoduo. So in this video, I'm going to deep dive into the business model, the numbers, and tell you guys whether I personally have invested into this stock. This is going to be a really special video today, guys, so I hope you enjoy it. And if you're ready for it, let's dive in. Right guys, before we get started, if you appreciate value in videos like this, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. That just helps us to wake up the YouTube algorithm. And if you've not subscribed already and joined the community, hit that subscribe button and join the Motivation to Invest community. We always have great conversations in the comments down below, and we talk about various investing topics, investment tips, investment strategies, and the greatest stock picks. And I also invest my own personal money into these stocks. I've got a 6-figure portfolio and I invest very heavily almost every week. The ultimate goal is to become financially free, and my goal is to help as many of you guys do the same. So what does Pinduoduo actually do? So Pinduoduo is the largest interactive e-commerce platform in China, and it's the second largest online marketplace in China by number of users and number of orders. It is also one of the world's largest internet companies. But the surprising thing about this is the company has only been going for the past 3 years. So this has seen tremendous growth over that time. So what makes Pinduoduo so special? Well, it's this social commerce side of things. So basically the idea of Pinduoduo is it combines the best of social networking with the best of e-commerce. So let's say you're browsing through the Pinduoduo app and you see, let's say, a nice blender that you wish to buy. You see this blender, you say, I'd like to buy that. So on the app, it basically says, if you send this to, say, like 5 more friends and you all purchase together, you'll all get a much better price. Now, this is an extremely clever and sophisticated system because it's not just great for the manufacturers of the products as they get to sell in bulk. It's great for the consumers because they get great deals, and it's also great for socializing and involvement in purchasing and buying products.
Pinduoduo is not a conventional company. It is mobile in nature and caters to users' habits and needs in the smartphone era. The pin format we pioneered means to share, explore, and purchase together. This model was disruptive. Not only can users find the most value for money products on our platform, but they will also experience more fun when they explore and interact using Pinduoduo. While conventional e-commerce platforms rely on search-based inventory index models, Pinduoduo's platform is designed to resemble a virtual bazaar. We combine the convenience of shopping for a wide variety of goods online with the fun of discovery, typically associated with offline shopping, including browsing and exploring for deals and sharing them with friends. We pioneered PIN, or the team purchase function, through which users can enjoy lower prices by inviting their contacts through social networks to form purchase teams. But cheaper price is not what PIN is all about. Through sharing new findings, you can express yourself while receiving new information from others. Through buying and achieving savings together, users can get a sense of involvement. Value for money products serve as a catalyst for the usage of PIN, but the excitement of sharing goes beyond what can be measured by price. All of this leads to a self-reinforcing, virtuous cycle that is driving our sustainable growth. More users, better user experience, a more efficient supply chain, more fun, and more savings.
多多拼多多，拼得多，闪得多，拼就啊就啊拼多多，每天随时随地拼多多，拼多多。
So that's Pinduoduo, and it's clear the app is very interesting. This social e-commerce I find is fascinating and a great area. One strange thing I did notice is that at the end, the woman was sniffing an apple. Now, I don't know if that's just a cultural thing or if that's just part of the system, but this just shows there's some things that we can take from Eastern culture and there's some things we can ignore. Having said that, let's dive in to the investor presentation. I believe that could be Mandarin. Pin means together, Duo means more savings, and Duo means more fun. This could be similar to where Pinterest has got its idea of pins from, because that's pinning together as well. Just a thought there. Value and happiness for everyone. Our user interface is an SKU-centric and designed for mobile browsing and discovery. Yes, a mobile first is a very popular system in China. People use their mobile for everything, even more so than they do in the West. So as you can see here, they've got a nice user interface. And like they said, it's more like browsing through a market. So you're not necessarily just searching for what you want. You're just browsing and then you may see an odd deal pop up. And they're probably using some sort of algorithm to track what type of products you might like. And then if you see a special deal, you're like, that's a nice phone, wherever it may be. You can send that to all your friends and purchase together and get a major saving. So the benefit of this is what Reid Hoffman might call blitz scaling. So Reid Hoffman, founder of LinkedIn, if you can create a social networking platform with major referrals, you only need to have a small number of referrals, let's say 4 or 5, from each person for it to be an exponential increase in the number of users. Now, we've seen this with the global health crisis. They said if one person gives it to, say, 2 people, then that can result in an exponential increase. That's why they say keep the R value in the UK below 1, because they want no more than one person to be giving it to more than one person, because it just means exponential growth in the number of cases. So you can use this mathematical phenomenon to your advantage if you're in social networking space. And that's what they did at Facebook, LinkedIn, and if you can combine that with e-commerce, wow, it's just, to me, that's incredible. So step 1, visit our platform, initiate a new team purchase. So they can use what's called WeChat, which is extremely popular in China. People use WeChat for everything. It's similar to WhatsApp we have here in the West, in the UK. You use WhatsApp, WeChat, but WeChat, you can use it to pay. You can use it to, I believe you can use it to send money to friends, to communicate, etc. So invite friends and family on social networks. Wait for the team formation. So you've got to build a team of buyers together in the next 24 hours. And then or you can join an existing team purchase. Now, this company had this great growth before the global health crisis, and that was when shops were open. That was when e-commerce was popular. It was definitely growing in popularity, but it wasn't seen as a necessity. But these days, it is seen as a necessity. And with people not being allowed to socialize as much, this seems like a great company because you can still have that social interaction with your friends, but in the form of shopping. So we offer users value for money products, massive savings. So someone's bought a Leaf facial mask there for some reason. Apples, yeah, there must be a big thing for apples. So a team purchase, They saved money there by purchasing through a team rather than buying individually. So they got 2.5 kilos of apples. Must be very popular in China for some reason. Improve engagement from Douyu Farm and Douyu Crush. So this is a bit like Farmville and Candy Crush. So you can actually play real games and actually purchase real products. So that's what makes this really incredible. Collect cards to receive extra benefits. So it's not just combining social networking and e-commerce, it's also combining gaming and gamification. And that can create a truly addictive platform, which will definitely keep the users on there, keep them shopping, keep them involved. So conventional e-commerce philosophy, search-based shopping format is the best for e-commerce for its emphasis on efficiency. So this is, let's say, the traditional Amazon model. Search-based shopping is based on you know what you want and what you don't. Philosophy acts like a super brain that can answer all users' questions. Decisions are centralized. Pinduoduo completely different, and that's what I do love about the Chinese innovation. I feel they're miles ahead in terms of not just thinking of new ideas and new technology, but getting them out there, implementing them into society. Pinduoduo's next generation e-commerce platform. So under the mobile era, feed-based shopping format caters for more needs of mobile internet population with its social, fun and dynamic nature. So like you have a Facebook newsfeed, you have a Pinduoduo e-commerce feed. So different products to buy with your friends. Feed-based shopping underpinned by you don't know what you want, but you're happy to discover. That whole discover element, I believe that is embedded into our primate brains. Like when we used to be hunters and gatherers and foragers, we were spending a lot of time searching for specific foods, specific resources, and then our brains get a dopamine hit when we get the right resources. This is why people love treasure hunting and searching for deals at markets. It's that hit you get when you get a good deal.
Dude, this locker just keeps in the presents. A whole Royal Dalton tea set.
You're kidding me.
You know, this could be worth $150 right here. When you use grandma's crochets to wrap your art might be pretty good.
Our business model generates a self-reinforcing virtuous cycle with this team purchase. So more interactions among users equals better understanding of users because they can collect all that data, equals a better user experience because they can send more relevant products to the user because they know what the user likes and what they don't like, equals more trust and recognition, equals more users. And then they've also got higher volume of sales, lower production and supply costs, so they get economies of scale, more savings to users, more value for money products. So as more users get involved and they purchase more things in bulk, they will get even greater savings. So that's what's special about this business. So let's talk a little bit about the company's history. The company was founded in September 2015 and is the fourth startup of Colin Huang, an ex-Googler who once worked on early search algorithms for e-commerce. His previous startups include consumer electronics, e-commerce site Oku.com, IQiyi e-commerce platform marketing agent service, and a WeChat-based role-playing game company. So we've got a former Google employee here with a vast amount of experience in the industry. Now, I believe the CEO has been replaced now with somebody else, but I do know this is a really good friend of Colin Huang, and they're both ex-Google employees.
In July of 2020, Colin Huang stepped down as the CEO of Pinduoduo, the company he helped found. His successor would be the company's CTO, Chen Lei. Chen has a strong background in computer science with research experience in data science and machine learning. Chen went on to internships at Yahoo, IBM, and Google, another company that Colin Huang worked at.
So Pinduoduo's annual GMV, that's gross merchandise volume, surpassed $14.7 billion, and that was in 2017, around 2 years since its inception. To hit the same milestone, Taobao took 5 years, VIP.com took 8 years, and JD.com took 10 years. So it's clear that Pinduoduo has got some amazing growth, higher than some of the fastest growing companies in China. So it's not all good, there are some risks with this stock. So the Chinese shopping app has been hit by a trademark infringement lawsuit in the US shortly after filing for a US IPO. I believe that was in 2018, alongside Alibaba and JD's efforts to remove fake goods on their platforms. It's a shame really, but we know China is hub of manufacturing, but it's also a hub of manufacturing fakes. And there's so many fakes going around that they just get copied. Some of them are so difficult to recognize the differences between the reals and the fakes. Pinduoduo has got some strict rules in place for this, but it's still probably a cultural thing in that it seems slightly more acceptable in China than it is in the West. Now, this is back in 2018. So 14 store owners who sell products on Pinduoduo protested under the company's office building, claiming that Pinduoduo was conducting improper quality checks on their products, which damaged owners' rights, the founder said. So let's dive into the numbers for Pinduoduo. So we can see it was around $30 a share back in March 2020, but then it skyrocketed to around 131% up, and it's now around $85 per share, but it previously has been higher at around $97 per share. Let's dive into the rest of the numbers here. So we're here on Stockopedia. For those of you guys that don't know, I'm sure I've told you many times before, this is the platform I use to analyze stocks. If you wish to check it out, I've got a 25% off discount link on the link below, exclusive only for you guys, the viewers of Motivation to Invest. So feel free, check it out, see if it fits your investing style. Pinduoduo, technology adventurous large cap high flyer, only got a stock rank of 55. Now that's quite low for this software. Usually you want to look for a stock rank of around 70 to 80. Momentum's high, 76. Quality is high, 70. Valuation not very high at 17. So like many of these growth stocks, once they get that high growth, their valuation seems to go out the window. And it's an uncomfortable fact that we seem to have to live with as investors. But you can see why looking at these revenues here, to be honest, 291% compound annual growth rate. Now, that is completely mind-blowing, guys. Now, usually a good growth rate, 20%, 30%, 40% maybe. Some companies, I see them as exceptional growth companies, have a 70% growth rate. This has a growth rate average of 291%. Now, that's the average. I can't imagine it keeping up that, but it was growing rapidly even before the global health crisis, and now we have a global health crisis. Of course, it's not affected China as much as the rest of the world, which is slightly ironic, but still, it's interesting to see the massive growth we've had in this stock. However, there is a negative. So the negative is the profitability. So many of these companies, they're constantly reinvesting to capture as much market share as possible. And that's why we see operating profits here. They are forecasted to become profitable, net profitable, by 2021. As you can see here, revenues forecasted to increase. 2021, 75 billion Chinese yuan. I believe that's around 11 billion US dollars. Net income's also forecasted to increase and become profitable. It says here by 2021 the company should be profitable. Earnings per share is forecasted to increase there. They're all great signs. Analyst coverage. So we've got people from Credit Suisse, Goldman Sachs Research, various other, HSBC, Morgan Stanley. 13 hold, 12 buy, 4 a strong buy, and 4 a sell. So definitely more bullish on the stock, but there is a few sells in there and a few holds, probably due to the valuation. Sales growth 67%, which is very good. Current ratio 1.55. Now that is good. It means it has at least 1.5 times more short-term assets, that short-term cash compared to its liabilities. Generally, I look for that to be between 1.5 and 2. So 1.5 is okay, but here's the issue is the valuation. So P ratio 342.4. Now, I don't believe you can use P ratio really to value this company, because if it's unprofitable, you're looking at price to earnings. If there is no earnings, then that's why you're getting these high figures. So let's look at, say, price to book value, price to sales. Price to sales is usually quite a good metric, because you're looking at the price to the overall sales. So it's a 12, so you get it, basically it's selling for 12 times the sales at the moment. So that's this fantastic growth stock, of which ARK Invest has a stake, combines social networking with e-commerce and even gaming. I personally think it's a fantastic company. Yes, the valuation is quite high, So have I bought shares in the company? Well, yes, I bought a small stake in the company just to track it really, and I would definitely increase that should the share price drop in the future. Let's say, because there's many risks with Chinese stocks, a lot of those are known to inflate their numbers. They have a lot of accounting trickery. Obviously, I'm not painting them all with the same brush, but that's general risk with Chinese companies. There's also the political tensions to the China-US trade war. But all these, if they're short-lived, could be buying opportunities. Also, another risk I do see is the fact that this is a great idea, the fact they're combining social networking with e-commerce, but could other companies copy this? That is my worry, and that is where more research would need to be done. Because if the company doesn't have some sort of protection on this act of using social networking and e-commerce together, which I don't believe they do have any protection on this, there is nothing stopping Amazon from copying the system, obviously over in the US, over in the West. And I believe Facebook is also really moving into the e-commerce side of things, and they could definitely leverage their entire social network. Now, they have Facebook Marketplace at the moment, which is quite new. You can buy and sell secondhand stuff, but they have no pure sort of e-commerce platform yet. But that could be an option for Facebook. But then again, they're not a risk to this company specifically because those companies are not allowed to operate in China. So this is really a play on China. And you've got to look at the Chinese competitors. Could they copy? Could Alibaba copy? Could JD.com copy their style of working? So what are your thoughts on Douyu stock and this amazing Chinese growth company? Let me know in the comments below and I'll join in the discussion. And if you guys found some value in this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. That really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want more investing tips and exclusive stock market picks, which I personally am investing into, then you should definitely subscribe to this channel and turn that notification bell on. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Invest safe.